Hello to everyone from Texas. It's storming Texas right now. We've had so many storms this morning, it's just unbelievable. We had 70-mile-an-hour winds. I've got my patio garden, my 6-foot-tall tomatillo plant. It flattened it. I mean, it crushed that big tomato cage that I had holding it up to support it. It just bent that wire completely over. So I can't get out there right now. It's been storming so bad. It's been pitch black dark outside, and we've been in darkness. I didn't get to go walking because it's so bad. Do you have a coffee? I'm having a cup of tea. It's been quite a stormy morning. My son called me and told me that his neighbor's fence was totally knocked flat. He's got a big cedar, wood fence, and I think they stained it. I don't know, and everything, and made it look nice. And now the wind come along and destroyed the whole fence. So, goes to show you never can tell. I mean, you don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen. But I'm thankful to God that we didn't have any tornadoes, although I did hear there's a tornado on the ground. My son called me, told me there was 2 heading for Canton, Texas. And I've heard since then that there was on the ground. To my knowledge, it's still on the ground. So it may turn into a long track tornado. I don't know. I'm thankful it's not here, but I'm concerned for other people, and my prayers go out for all of them. It's really something. I haven't seen it storm like this in years. But this is better than having 115-degree days now. I always, call it desert Texas. Last year, my tomato plants on my patio garden, I had some beautiful, beautiful plants growing. And I mean, they were coming out with tomatoes and everything, and all of a sudden, it went to 115 degrees, completely destroyed and killed all the fruit, every tomato on the plant, dried the plant up. The high winds came and knocked every one of them plants down on the ground. You can't grow tomato plants on the ground. Don't let anybody tell you that you can. I had so many neighbors out here, they came and told me, they said, well, sure, it's okay, it'll be all right. Don't worry about it. They'll grow like that. No, they don't. No, they don't. I tell you what they do. They become a house for every kind of bug you can imagine. And we got water bugs here, look like big old roaches out there. And boy, they had themselves a feast on them green tomatoes. And the rest of the tomatoes, they just mildewed and rotted on the ground because tomatoes aren't made to be sitting on the ground. It ain't going to work. It just ain't going to work. So, anyway, things happen. I hope all is well with you. I just wanted to have a little morning talk. Have tea, just spend a little time together and let you know that I appreciate each and every one of you, all of my subscribers and all of you that like my videos. And I've got a lot of comments that I've received from you, wonderful people, and I appreciate you all, especially all the kind things you said about my wife passing. You understand my grief. A lot of you have gone through the same things I'm going through. So it's a different world when you're suddenly single. And when the one you love is all of a sudden gone. I just had my black beans for breakfast, and they're kind of down in my throat. I didn't put my teeth in because I don't need them with black beans. I can gum them. So my gums are healing up slowly, but they said it'd take about 1 year and 2 months. So, and then they want to go to the tops and do the same thing, pull all them out, do the surgery and all the gums, and then all the bone grafts, and then make dentures for the upper. And friends, I don't have the money. I mean, I got to pay this that I got right now for that dental bill. So, you know how it is. Hey, we all have our trials, our little mountains that we have to climb over, don't we? I'm drinking my Ahmad tea. This is from London, England. I have it delivered to me, and it's extremely good. It's my Ahmad English breakfast tea, and this is absolutely scrumptious tea. I mean, it is absolutely scrumptious. You just wouldn't believe. No, darling, you can't have my tea. You can't have my tea. You want to say something to these people? Up here, Tarzan wants to say good morning to everybody. Wave at them, baby. Looky there. Looky there. My. Looky there. See that good kitty? Yeah. He's a good boy. He really is, especially when he's asleep. I'll let you down, darling. There you go. He don't like me walking towards the camera. It kind of spooks him. There you go, darling. You'll get some tuna fish after a while. He's my tuna boy. He loves tuna fish. I buy tuna fish by the case, and I give him a can a day, him and Oreo and Milo. I split it between all three of them. Milo don't eat that much tuna, and Oreo, I give her just a little bit, because I had Oreo, she was that big around, she was so fat. And she goes outside a lot now. I trust her and let her out front. And she loves to go outside and sleep and get the sunshine and fresh air. And of course she gets exercise, which for years, when I went through my surgery and everything on my esophagus, she stayed in with me. She did not go out. She wouldn't leave her daddy for anything. They're family, you know it. They're family. But a lot of my neighbors have been very concerned about this weather. I've had a lot of them calling me, and they ask me what's going on. I've got a weather radio, and my brother's the one talked me into getting it years ago, and it's a real good radio. I mean, if you don't have an emergency radio, I suggest you get one. It's see, what'd I do? Oh, I put it on alert.
Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. The hazardous weather outlook through tonight for North Texas. Thunderstorms will move southward from North Texas into Central Texas through the morning, with the potential for heavy rain and flooding, as well as large hail and damaging wind gusts. Storm coverage will decrease this afternoon, but more storms will develop this evening, primarily along and west of Interstate 35. Some storms may be severe with large hail and damaging winds. A tornado or two cannot be ruled out. Heavy rain may also cause flooding in some areas. Limited spotter activation may be requested this morning along the I-20 corridor, and again tonight mainly along and west of Interstate 35. And now the hazardous weather outlook for Wednesday through Monday. Periodic chances for showers.
Anyway, I just thought I'd show you my radio. I really like it a lot. The only thing I don't like about this is they're no longer made in America. You know, the Democrats have us buying nothing but Chinese, because, you know, the Chinese, they give them money. They've bought the Democrats off, and that party's for sale. It's always been for sale. So they gave China, our number one enemy, they gave communist China favored favored trade status. So we're forced to buy Chinese goods. Of course, you know, the Clintons, they took our factories out of America and sent them to China and sent them to Mexico. You remember all the GM people and all the cars? Well, look at Detroit. Look at Detroit, completely destroyed, completely wiped out. It's slum town now out there. It's just a decaying city. I think that's what they call it too, is a decaying city. That's what I call it. We don't have anything made in America anymore. Remember, we used to make our own chips. Remember the Motorola? All of them? They used to make our own chips right here in the United States of America. Now we got to depend on Taiwan. We got to depend on somebody else. Just like our own oil. You see what he did. The first thing Biden did was shut the pipeline down, and all them people put out of jobs. He didn't care. He don't care. He's got the borders wide open. He don't need their votes, because he's got the border wide open. They're pouring in across the border on as fast as they can come in, wearing the T-shirts that say, "We are coming, Biden," and they're carrying signs that say, "We are Biden, we are here," because he's planning on giving them total rights to vote. Now, we're trying to fight them, but you know how that is. Seems like the Republicans put on a show like they're really going to do something. Ted Cruz really, he amazes me, man. He's written so many books. Every time you turn around, he's got a new book. And he's always a gonna. And boy, he gets in there and he cuts them down and everything else in Congress. And boy, he's telling Ray off and everybody else off. Nothing's done. And he says, "We look at all this evidence we got on Hunter Biden." Nothing's done to Hunter Biden. And his daddy's going to immediately pardon him. The moment that they sentence him, he will immediately be pardoned. He'll get a presidential pardon. Then what's she going to do? You can't go back and prosecute him. He's been pardoned by the president. That should not be there. We all know how they got the votes. Remember, we all went to sleep. I think Trump was 850,000 votes ahead of Joe Biden. We woke up the next morning and Trump was 850,000 votes behind Biden. They'd went out and found all them bags of votes laying out on the road. Every one of them had Joe Biden checked off. There wasn't any of the others filled out on the blanks. Only Joe Biden. People, I tell you what, it's a crying shame what has went on in our nation and our country. It really is. But anyway, it's a Tuesday morning, and I don't want to come across to you real negative. I'm sorrowed, but you know, I'm living in an apartment. They're going up on my rent like everything. You know how it is. Groceries and everything else are going up so high, and our economy is in tatters. And every time you turn around, Joe Biden's asking for another $1 or $2 trillion. And they turn right around, and Mike Johnson goes right along with him and gives it to him. So we got so many rhinos. You know, all these Democrats changing parties right now, all of a sudden they're going Republican. Of course they do. They're swamp creatures. This is how they survive. And you wonder why Republicans vote with the Democrats? Because they are Democrats. All they do is change the name on their office from Democrat to Republican. And then they're in there singing that song, "We're in the money, we're in the money." They're safe. They don't have to worry about it. Then when things straighten out, they'll change back to Democrat. They don't care. They got little signs on the door, you know, they got that string on them, and they just turn them over. One side says Democrat, the other side says Republican. And this is the way they do things. This is the way it's been going on in Washington, D.C. for 85 years. You can research it. I've done a lot of research about the things that have gone on in our government, and it just makes you sick. It makes you sick. The Nazi Party infiltrated our government. Adolf Hitler sent them to the United States. You can Google it, and you can even go on YouTube and look at the Nazi Party of the 1930s that came to the United States. They even had little American boys walking around doing that goose stepping and hollering "Heil Hitler," and they were in little Nazi uniforms, and they would stand before the Nazi flag and give their allegiance to Hitler until December 7, 1941, 3 days later, Adolf Hitler went out there and declared war on the United States of America. And no, baby, don't do that now. No, baby, don't mess with the tripod. And any road, these are the things that have affected our nation. They have affected us so much. That's why, you know, John Fitzgerald Kennedy and his brother was assassinated. They were murdered. They were both shot in the head. Everybody knew that it was a conspiracy. And I've learned that LBJ is the one that wanted it done, him and John Connally. And I've even heard that J.D. Tippit was the one that fired the shot into John Fitzgerald Kennedy's head from the other side of the grassy knoll leaning against the fence. And he had a trunk of a car open behind him, and after he fired with a rifle, he turned around quickly, dropped it in the trunk, shut the trunk, and then went walking like, you know, because he was police uniform. He was supposed to be on his route in Oak Cliff, Texas. And guess what? He was off his route completely. Well, there's all kinds of eyewitnesses that he was completely off his route. He went running in top 10 record store on Jefferson, used the phone and was extremely upset, then went running out and jumped his patrol car and he pulled a car over. A man was driving along, minding his own business. He stopped, blocked him in front. He got and he come running back there and looked in the man's back seat, see if there was anybody hiding down in the floorboard. Then he turned around, didn't say a word. He ran back, jumped in his squad car, drove down the road. He was shot. I think he was shot 4 times, and he had the coup de grace. You know what that is? That's where they shoot in the head. That's the final shot to make sure they're dead. It was a hit. It was a hit. They said that there was an Oswald look-alike. And I believe there was. God help each and every one of us. The corruption that is in our world in this present hour that we all live in. But I just wanted to have a little talk with you this morning, a little morning talk. And just give a shout out to everybody. We're trying to come through this storm. And we have more storms on the way. It's just that time of year, people. It's springtime, and spring brings those storms. You know, we're in hurricane season too. So we're going to be having hurricanes here down in the Gulf Coast area coming into Texas. It's just that time of year, people, and Florida. So, hey, listen, you have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for spending time with me, and you enjoy your coffee. I've enjoyed my time with you, and I want you all to have a good day. Thanks to all my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm inviting you to subscribe. I'm asking you to help my channel grow. And I wish the best for everyone. All of you people stay safe. Goodbye for now. I'll see you on the next video.